Pokemon, being the size that it is, has collaborated with a lot of other companies to make weird crossover products. Some of these are more obscure than others. The ones that I find the most interesting, though, are the food collaborations, usually featuring copious amounts of cancerous food dyes. So this video is the research of some of the more obscure Pokemon food items that I've seen. If you've seen any of your favorite Pokemon YouTubers travel to Japan, you probably know they have a vast selection of Pokemon-themed food, usually in like convenience stores and stuff. The West has received a couple food collaborations, which is where this video is primarily based on. The first of which not necessarily being a food, but a cereal box prize. In 1999, a few Life Brand cereals had coupons where if you collected all of them, you could trade them in for a Pokemon watch. If you want a complete Pokemon breakfast, you can also get Pokemon Eggo waffles featuring designs of 3 of the baby Pokemon, as well as Pikachu and Gengar, or just straight up a Pokemon branded cereal. Hey, you look great. What's your diet? Pokemon. There's even a cup for your syrup with a Pikachu on it, which is just amazing, top tier. The Pokemon TCG seems to have a yearly collaboration with McDonald's, releasing promo cards as Happy Meal toys. These cards usually have a McDonald's logo on them and are just reprints of ones from earlier that year. Sometimes the Happy Meal boxes also had Pikachu ears on top. Oh boy, my favorite Pokemon game, Pokemon Let's Go McNugget Pikachu. Unfortunately, scalpers have become synonymous with the Pokemon TCG community, forcing some poor kids that just wanted to collect frickin' Pikachu to turn to eBay and pay $30 for something they could have gotten from like a $5 Happy Meal. Also, some employees were selling stolen packs on eBay, which I work at Carl's Jr. I know the minimum wage can be hard, but risking your job over like $5 a pack is crazy. There's also a somewhat notorious Burger King promotion with Pokeball figurines with Pokemon inside. The infamousy comes from children aligning the cutout part with their nose, which caused breathing difficulties. Burger King had to release an advertisement and other promo material stating that the toy had been recalled. In 1999, Burger King had a slightly more successful Pokemon collab, the gold-plated Pokemon cards. These were released to celebrate Pokemon Gold and Silver, and unlike most fast food toys, they actually felt premium. They came in these thick plastic Pokeball containers and were made of real 23-karat gold plating. And if the TCG collectors went crazy over cardboard, you better believe they were absolutely feral for gold-plated Pokemon cards. They surprisingly don't sell for as much today as I think they would, but it's still a pretty respectable amount for only paying $2 whole in 1999. So the US had a lot of unusual food collabs, but what about the rest of the world? There's a donut chain in Japan known as Mr. Donut that does yearly collaborations with Pokemon. They'll usually include Pikachu, a Pokeball, and some other third rotating design. The ones I were able to find were Chansey, Diglett, and Psyduck. Mr. Donut wasn't the only donut chain to do Pokemon-themed donuts, though. In Australia, Krispy Kreme created donuts featuring images of a Pokeball, Pikachu, and the Kanto starters. Pretty standard. But while these were certainly low quality compared to the other donuts we'd seen so far, I guess they wanted to redeem themselves in Korea a few years later, making donuts with Pikachu, Diglett, and Wait, why is this list starting to feel familiar? Yeah, Krispy Kreme and Mr. Donut had almost the exact same lineup, but word for word. The only differences were Jigglypuff and Ditto being in the Krispy Kreme lineup. Either this is a massive coincidence, or the Pokemon Company just handed both companies the exact same list and said, here, make this. I'm starting to think that maybe all these companies are given the same template. Pikachu, Pokeball, Diglett, Psyduck, and some other pink Pokemon because we care about our girl fans too. Taking a break from the donuts and going back to the US, we have another American favorite, Oreos. I guess Pokemon tried to recreate the experience of opening a pack of cards in food form because there were 16 different Pokemon designs to collect, with Mew being exceptionally rare. Screw an open 151, let's see if my Oreos got a hit today. And as we've established, collectors are legally required to freak out over everything, which caused packs of unopened Pokemon Oreos to sell for $50, $100, or even $1,000. This isn't meant to be a TCG hating video, I swear. I don't know what they were thinking with this one. They forgot most Americans eat an entire sleeve of Oreos in one sitting. No one's inspecting their cookie before shoving it down their throat. I don't care that there's a penguin on my cookie. Just give me my calories, goddammit. Seriously, it's so funny to see people describing a cookie as mint without meaning like the flavor. I just pulled a mint condition U from my Oreos. Like, calm down. You are not sending in an Oreo to PSA for grading. Eat your freaking cookie. That wasn't the only popular dessert snack brand to get a collectible Pokemon edition. Around the release of the first Pokemon movie, Pop-Tarts jumped on the Pokemania of the time with a wild cherry flavor, which had sprinkles shaped like Pikachu, Chansey, Charmander, and Okay, seriously, who keeps turning Poliwhirl into food? A couple of months later, they upped the ante with Pokeberry flavor, featuring Pokemon-themed packaging. But Kellogg's wasn't done yet. Later, they switched from edible Pokemon to actual collectible battle figures, randomly inserting them into their regular Pop-Tarts lineup. Strawberry, that's a Charmander flavor. Brown sugar cinnamon apparently screams Poliwhirl. S'mores, yeah, that's Chansey. I guess they didn't have much to go off of, but why these flavors? For Charmander and Strawberry, I get it. Strawberry's the only, notable red flavor. But I'm not sure I like the lore implications of Poliwhirl tasting like brown sugar cinnamon or Chansey tasting like s'mores. So yeah, Pokemon food collaborations are pretty wild. From gold-plated fast food toys to collectible cookies and donuts that apparently have to follow a strict Pikachu, Diglett, Psyduck, and the girl one template. It's clear that Pokemon will slap their branding on just about anything, and honestly, I kind of love them for it. Some of these collabs make sense, like the cereal or the Pop-Tarts, but then we have Oreos with a collectible Mew inside. Still, it works. People eat this up, literally, and as long as Pokemon remains one of the biggest franchises in the world, we'll probably keep seeing more of these weird limited time food products. So keep on the lookout because next year we'll probably be hunting for holographic Pikachu shaped macaroni noodles or PSA graded Pokemon themed potato chips. Okay, anyways, this part is unscripted. You guys liked my last video and I was really sick and I'm still kind of sinusy from that. And that was 3 weeks ago I recorded it. But I'm trying to do a video every Thursday. I don't know if this came out on Thursday or if it's coming out Friday. Regardless, I want to thank you guys for liking and commenting on my last video. I appreciated the feedback. And if you guys wanted to see me cover more of these weird collaborations, either in other sectors or more food ones, let me know that in the comments, and I would appreciate it if you subscribed and liked. Feedback is appreciated, positive or negative, and I thank you guys for watching. Bye. Because my mouth is dry. Causing sealed packs of Pokemon cards. No, these aren't God.